I don't know. Is he part?
This is collective fusion. Action, figure, truth, no illusion. From DC to the Joe Crusade, to Autobots that never fade. Let's collective fusion. Oh yeah, best damn part in the multiverse lab. News and opinions, run loud. They say it proud. They say it proud.
Yeah, I just hit that intro. This is not the Collector Fusion podcast.
We need to put the Geek Fusion one here on this.
I know. I need to. I mean, I did that song for the one show. I haven't done it for any other shows. I need to do one for
yeah.
my geek podcast. I need to do one for my other channel because I haven't. I'm using the same intro for that channel that I've been using for like 10 years, which I still like it. Like, but I have not updated the intro for the videos for that channel or the podcast for that channel or anything in like 10 years, man. So
When you said that meme of the kid, the one parent like praising the one kid out in the swimming pool and the other one like drowning and the one on the skeleton.
yeah.
My head. It's like
I know. I'm like just fucking. But anyway, so I need to do. I need to get on Suno and come up with another like intro song, for the other chats that I do. But I like that one so much. That Collector Fusion one is.
it was awesome.
It works perfectly. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Welcome. It's a fun Saturday afternoon. We're gonna do a follow-up, a continuation, as it were, to our tournament bracket.
Lit.
The what?
Buffalo said the intro was lit.
I love the intro, man. The intro. Well, I just did the song on Suno. Jared did the rest of it. He did all the fucking editing and photos and shit to show off how good he is and how much better he is than everybody else. I mean, no.
Last time I shared pictures inside y'all's house, y'all got asked me like, "How did you get in there?"
Yeah, exactly.
No, my question was, why didn't you say anything when you were in there?
Yeah. Why am I naked in that picture? Am I asleep? What? No.
Why are you in a blue dress?
I am not a Night Strike. Thank you very much. Oh, anyway. What's up? Let's say hello to everybody out there. Who's here today? We got Buffalo Blanco, Tomcat. We got A-Dad. Let's do a collab BP. Collab. I don't know who that is. Dark Passengers out there. Randy Butternubs, still one of my favorite names on YouTube. Randy Butternubs. It just makes me think of nipples. I don't know if that's what he was going for. I'm sure I've asked Randy this question in the past, like how he came up with the name Randy Butternubs. If I have, I don't remember what his answer was. But when I think of butternubs, I think of nipples. Is that weird? I can't be the only one.
Is it weird? Yes. Is it? But no.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
you know what it
thinking
is?
of-
It's because of the drink Buttery Nipples. The buttery nipple, the drink. And so butter nubs, buttery nipple, like maybe that's why my mind is thinking that. I don't know. What's up, Johnny Johnson and Triggerfish? Butter knob sounds like nipples to me. Yes. I make the nubs, but yes. Yeah, it does. It sounds like nipples. It reminds me of nipples. Of course, let's be honest. What doesn't remind me of nipples? It's just That's why Batman and Robin is my favorite movie of all time. I love bat nipples. Anyway, so to the point of tonight's chat. So last week we did a tournament bracket of the best animated superhero shows of all time. And what was the winner?
Superman the Animated Series.
Superman the Animated Series was the winner. After all the hoopla. So today we're moving on to live action superhero shows. Now here's the thing. And it's probably because I think I was trying to stick to either both with the animated and with the live action. I was trying to stick with either Marvel, DC, or just really, really, really well-known shows, right? And somehow I ended up with way more live action than animated shows. Because I guess there's just been a lot more, which I didn't realize. Although most of them are from the last 20 years.
Well, I think we could have some more on the animated too, though. So
we could. Anyway, the list as I was going through, I didn't realize, because when I was making the list originally, like I was just throwing stuff together and everything and not really paying attention to how much was live action versus how much was animated or whatever. And the list was like, I don't remember what it was. It was like 70 shows deep. It was a lot of shows. And for last week's chat, I pulled off all the animated ones and then didn't really pay attention to how many live action ones were left. There's 42. So if anybody out there is like, well, what about this one? What about this one? Dude, I'm already at 42. I can't add any more. I think I've got the most popular live action superhero shows. Okay.
So you are at the meaning of life?
Yeah, that's true. 42. It's a great number.
Mm.
The answer to life, the universe, and everything. Where my where are my fans out there? Somebody knows what I'm talking about. 42.
I mean, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Damn right. Damn right. I watched that. I watched the. I remember when I first saw that. Not the movie that came out like 20 years ago, but there was a BBC show, very much in the vein of Doctor Who. And it was, I believe, 6 episodes, and they adapted the Douglas novel, the first one, into like a 6-episode show on BBC, and very, very of its time. This was early 80s, so it looked very much like the Doctor Who that I was watching at the time, because I also grew up on Doctor Who. Used to watch the Doctor Who on PBS on Saturday nights. And it was I grew up with the Tom Baker era of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, and
I wanted a canine when I was little.
the what?
I wanted a canine when I was little.
Oh, I know. I wanted a canine and a Leela.
That when I got older, I wanted a Leela.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so it would come on Saturdays, and I remember I watched it, and I think they did like, I can't remember if they did it like all in one weekend or what, but either way, they did this. BBC did a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy little thing, and it was probably about as long as a movie, maybe a little bit longer. There were like 6 episodes, however long each episode was. I don't remember. And I watched it as a kid because, again, it was very Doctor Who-esque, that cheap BBC early 80s special effects and all that shit. And I just fell in love with it. And I even own it on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon Prime when it first became available. I can't remember how many years ago when they dropped the original Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy BBC miniseries. And so it's a show that I like to go back and watch once in a while. By the way, I do actually like the movie that came out in the 2000s. It's not a perfect movie. It's got some issues as far as how it, follows the original, story and stuff. It does make some changes, but I think as a movie, it's good. Like, I like it. And I love all the actors in it. Like everybody they picked to play the characters were great.
Mhm.
It's got some issues. It's not a perfect movie, but I give it a lot more credit because a lot of people, especially Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans, hated that movie. And I am a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan, but I actually like it. I enjoy it. It's not as good. I mean, obviously, way better special effects because it's 30 years later, but it's not, story-wise, it's not as good as the original BBC miniseries, and certainly not as good as the book, but then very rarely is any adaptation better than the book. But I actually do like that movie.
I guess I'll show you real quick.
Yeah.
The heads that come with the extra heads,
Ooh,
the Rise of the Beast.
that looks
Gun
way better, dude. That looks. I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, because that looks way better than the head that comes on that thing.
Yeah, it's same size ball joint. Just pops off, pops on.
Yeah. Johnny Johnson in the chat says Doctor Who was a cool show. How many doctors were there? I think there have been 15, I believe.
Or is this a trick question?
Well, so look, because one of the doctors was the Doctor 3 times. David Tennant's Doctor has been the Doctor 3 times.
Yep.
So and according to lore, each one counts as their own version of the Doctor.
And also, too, there's a human David Tennant Doctor in the alternate universe with Rose.
Mm-hmm. So technically, there have been 4 David Tennant Doctors. Although they went back and screwed up a bunch of that stuff. Because remember, there was a thing where it was like, at one point, I can't remember if it was the first or second Doctor, where they said the Doctor was part human. That was like a thing that was part of the Doctor Who lore for a very long time. And it was like the Doctor was, at some point, somehow, some way, he was part human. And I don't think it was ever really explained, but there's a lot of shit that's in Doctor Who that's never really explained. But then they completely erased that with that chick Doctor who was like the 14th or 15th Doctor.
Jodie Whittaker, I think she.
Yeah. Which, you know what sucks is because I like her as an actress because she's been in stuff I've watched before. She's been in a couple other BBC shows that were actually really good.
They got rid of all the sci-fi writers for her show. And
Yeah, it
like,
just it wasn't her, and it wasn't her acting. It was the writing for the show when she became the Doctor. It was awful.
Well, they didn't do anything. They sit in like a cafe and talk.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. And then there was the other Doctor after her. Well, then she split off, and then she went back and became David Tennant again.
Well, they also introduced the whole stupid thing where during her run, the idiot writers retcon Doctor Who completely that he's not even a Time Lord.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Because the whole deal was he was supposed to have been part human somehow.
Well,
But then with her show, they retconned it. He wasn't even a Time Lord. He was just a being from another universe that somebody from the Time Lord race, before they called themselves Time Lords, found and started experimenting on. And it's from him where they got the ability to regenerate. And that's how they became Time Lords.
Oh, remember
from him. It was
originally female.
It essentially made him like the Jesus type savior figure in the Doctor Who universe, which I hate.
And
I
also
like the idea he was just a dude that decided he didn't want to be he wanted to run. He wanted to be the rebel. You know, I liked that aspect. He was just another Time Lord that became a big deal in the universe because he ran and decided to not adhere to, you know, Time Lord norms and traditions and customs and shit, and decided to go out there and save people and do things and have adventures and stuff. And he became who he was from, essentially, at least on his planet, from a nobody. He was just another one of them. And I think that's a way better story than, oh, he was special the whole time, which they always try to do that shit. And that's always a sure sign that you don't know how to write a fucking story.
And remember, he was originally female, so she was the best of them all.
Yeah. It was stupid what they've done to Doctor Who in the last few years. It was.
They established he was a child that when back in was it during David Tennant's era when they saw went back in time, and I think it was Rose that interacted with him being scared underneath the bed.
Yeah. Yeah, it was stupid. I liked the Doctor that I grew up with for the first 50 years of him existing before he was special. Like, I like the idea that he was just basically a nobody. And I don't know if for anybody that's watched it, there was the one episode where River was talking to him and letting him know, how important he was and all this shit. Because, he just runs around whatever. And she's like, you're the Doctor. And she's like, we got that name from you. Insinuating that the reason we use the word Doctor is because of him. Like, he came in and fixed things at some point far, far back in humanity's past. And because of him, it's why we started calling people who healed people doctors. Like that's cool. There's a really cool aspect to his history and his story and the lore and everything, and then they just fucked it up. Just had to fuck it up. Couldn't do it. I don't know how to write a story, so let's make him a special being from another world that is the answer to everything. No, he can just be a guy that.
And the race that became the Time Lord stole the regeneration abilities from this special person.
Yeah. It's bad storytelling.
The things that makes Time Lords define what they are. Well, no, they stole that.
Yeah, they stole it. It's dumb. I don't like it. It's dumb, and this is why I don't watch Doctor Who anymore, which is a shame. It really is. It was my favorite sci-fi show. I'll be honest. I even liked it better than Star Trek.
Well, it's not even just a Doctor Who anymore. Every sci-fi show out there anymore do not get sci-fi writers.
No.
They get drama writers.
You get woke drama writers.
Well, that too, but people that don't understand anything about science fiction, that's who they hire to be science fiction writers now.
Yep. And it's sad because if you love sci-fi and you grew up with all this great sci-fi, there is no more. I mean, I'm not gonna say there is no more, but certainly not in TV. There's not people like DC Fontana writing.
We got some hopes with the new owners of Paramount. Looks like they are going to give Kurtzman the boot and his team. And there is word. If it's true, this is the best way for them to fix Star Trek. They're going to throw out everything he's done. It's no longer canon.
I really hope so. I really, really, really hope so. Because there's so much you can do. There's so much good you could do, and it honestly wouldn't even be that difficult. I mean, we sat here a few weeks ago and talked about, either doing a show about the USS Bozeman, which would have been cool, or doing a show that takes place, 20 years after the Dominion War with the first, Federation Cardassian captain and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
There's really cool stories you can do. And that's just us, just a couple of dumbasses on the internet who are not sci-fi writers, can come up with better shit than they do.
You could have a ship that has both Cardassian and Bajorans crew members.
Yeah. Or have the captain, like we were saying, he was like a kid during the Dominion War and saw his world shattered, but saw Starfleet showing up. Supposedly the people he had been told were the enemy showed up to help and helped him and his family. And so he grew up, like loving the Federation, loving Starfleet. And he goes and he becomes the first Cardassian to enter into the Federation, or enter into Starfleet. And he fucking threw all kinds of shit because he's a Cardassian and everybody always thinks he's a spy or something like that. He finally makes it to captain, and Starfleet sticks him with a Bajoran first officer. Like, that'd be cool. I'm just saying. And again, this is just simple shit that we come up with, and it's better ideas than the shit Kurtzman is fucking coming up with. You know what I mean?
Well, they don't even understand this, the Starfleet Academy. 900 years past Cisco and the TNG era, and people are in wheelchairs. They have scars from old wounds, and
It's dumb. It's just there's just endless amounts of stupidity.
it was like they've never heard of a dermal regenerator.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Deep Space Nine when what's her name, first officer Kira, goes back in time with the prophets, and his mother's got a scar on her, and Dukat takes that dermal regenerator, gets rid of her scar when he's basically grooming her mother to be one of his lovers.
Yeah. I don't know. Stupid shit. Stupid shit. Anyway, okay. Let's get on to this because this is going to take us long enough. This is so big that it's a huge bracket. Okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it is. God damn it. It's a big bracket. There are 42 shows listed here. Normally at the beginning of these, I go, okay, we got this show, and I'm not even going to fucking start calling them off. We'll see them as we get to them. But yeah, you guys know out there in the chat, at least on one of my channels, you know how this works, which is if we end up with a tie, because there are an even number of us here on the panel today, we send it to the chat to vote. And it's real simple. If it comes between these, let's say it was between these two, the top one will always be 1 and the bottom one will always be 2. I will send it to the chat, say, guys, we got a tie. We need y'all to do a tiebreaker, and you just type in the chat 1 or 2, and whichever one wins in the chat is ultimately the one that wins. So you guys, the audience, are the tiebreakers on this. Unless somebody else comes in the chat, we'll see. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. These are, as I said, this is a lot of live action superhero content. Most of it is Marvel and DC. Honestly, there's more DC than anything else because there's been more DC live action shows than Marvel live action shows. And then there's some other random live action shows in here as well. So this is the bracket, and we're going to attempt to move through this as smoothly as possible. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. The first one we have up here is Jessica Jones versus Luke Cage. Obviously, both the Netflix shows. I do believe Jessica Jones had 3 seasons. Luke Cage had 2. We will just start voting. I am going to start, and my vote is going to go towards Luke Cage. And let me explain why. Because if you compare either season of Luke Cage to the first season of Jessica Jones is way better. However, both seasons of Luke Cage are better than the second 2 seasons of Jessica Jones. So Luke Cage in general, I thought both seasons were good. Whereas Jessica Jones, the first season was great and the second 2 seasons sucked ass. So there was more consistency for me in Luke Cage than there was Jessica Jones. So that's why I'm going Luke Cage. Sith, what about you?
I'm going to go Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. Firefighter?
I'm gonna go with Jones also.
Okay. Mr. Jared?
It's a toughie. It's like you got the first season. Jessica Jones was a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
I really like Luke Cage's first season. Not crazy about the second season, but every other season for Jessica Jones I didn't like. So I'm going to judge it on the first season. I'm going Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. That means it is a tie, ladies and gentlemen. So we need the audience to help us to work this one out. So again, 1 or 2. Jessica Jones is 1. Luke Cage is 2. Throw your votes in. We'll give it a few seconds. Let a couple of y'all vote as tiebreakers. But yeah, it's 2 and 2. So okay, we got Ledlace says 2. So that's another one for Luke Cage. We'll give it a little bit of time. Get a couple people in there to vote. Come on, just hit a 1 or a 2. It's not difficult. You can do it. I have faith. Come on. But yeah, like I said, I love the first season of Jessica Jones. It is so good. However, the second 2 seasons are just awful. Absolutely awful.
They made the mistake of killing off the fantastic villain.
Oh, I know. Whereas Luke Cage, while it wasn't nearly as good as Jessica Jones' first season, I feel like the 2 seasons are much closer to each other
Yes.
in quality.
They feel like they're the same universe
Yeah.
and level writing.
Yeah.
It's like season 2 Punisher, like when Jigsaw barely had a scar on his face.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell?
Yep. All right, well, so we got 2 votes for Luke Cage, so Luke Cage wins. I am sorry, Sith and Firefighter, but Luke Cage won that round. We're going to move on to the next one, which is Punisher versus Daredevil. Now, this one's, I mean, well, okay, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to vote Daredevil just because of more content.
Yep.
Every season was great. And with Punisher, while Punisher is a favorite character of mine, he's one of my favorite 4 characters in all of superhero history. His first season was absolutely top-notch, phenomenal, and the second season had issues. It was still good, but it had issues. So Daredevil for me, just because there's more of it and it was more consistent from season to season, I'm going Daredevil. What about you, Jared?
Same, Daredevil.
Daredevil. Firefighter?
Punisher.
Punisher. Uh-oh. Sith?
I have a reason for it.
Oh, we'll go.
He's the only person who can wield a 320 and not get shot himself.
Mm.
It's a superpower.
That is true. That is true. All right, Seth, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Daredevil, but speaking of 320s, have you all seen that deal that turns the 320 into basically an SMG from Halo?
No, I have not.
It's amazing. I need one.
It's for the P365.
Oh, 365. The 320
Oh, okay.
on crack.
All right, next one we've got here is, and I feel I feel like I know exactly how this is going to go, but we've got the original Incredible Hulk series from the late 1970s. Well, it didn't last into the 80s, but we did get movies in the 80s.
Are we not going to do the Gifted Mutant X?
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, sorry, I skipped one. Gifted versus Mutant X. Apologies, everyone. Massive apologies.
I will defer. I have not seen either one of these 2 shows,
Okay.
so I will defer my vote to you.
Okay. I'm running on 2 votes here. So Sith, have you seen these 2 shows?
I have not. I didn't even know either of them existed.
So to explain for anybody that doesn't know what these are, Gifted was a show back in, I want to say the mid 2010s. I don't remember, 2015, 2016, 2017, something like that. It ran for 2 seasons and essentially was an X-Men spinoff on Fox. And it focused on characters that weren't in the movies. And
Was the Polaris was one of the characters?
Polaris was one of the main characters.
Yeah. I've not seen the whole show.
Yeah, it's actually a really good show. Highly recommend checking it out if you never have. It only had 2 seasons before it got canceled because, of course, it was Fox, so that fucking happens. And I thought it was actually a good show, and I was very disappointed that it got canceled.
Fox, you're lucky to get past 1 season.
Yeah, I know. Mutant X was also, and this is why they're teamed up together, Mutant X was basically, so it was originally written to be X-Men. And then they were, so this happened in the midst of all that Stan Lee stuff that was happening in the 90s with Stan Lee and Marvel Comics selling off all their character rights and all these things. And Stan Lee wanted to do an X-Men show, and a lot of stuff happened. And anyway, so an X-Men show was never able to be done. But
I have seen that show, Mutant X.
Yeah, and the production company was like, well, we can basically just do X-Men different. So They
Yeah.
were mutants, and they had a Professor X type character who was played by, I forget the actor's name, but he played Lex Luthor on Lois and Clark.
Yep.
And they had characters that had different powers from the X-Men, but their characters were very like, each character there filled basically a role that one of the X-Men filled. It was a knockoff X-Men show that was actually pretty good. And that's because it had originally been thought up of and gone into pre-production as an X-Men show, and then they had to change it because they couldn't get the rights. And this was early 2000s, I believe, or maybe like late 90s into early 2000s.
2004.
2000. Oh, okay, later than I thought. So, but it was also a good show. So these are two essentially X-Men shows. One's an official X-Men, one's a KO X-Men.
I would still defer my vote to you because I've seen this one, but I can't compare it to Gifted. Because
What about you, Firefighter? Have you seen these?
I'm gonna have to go with Mutant X.
Mutant X. Okay. And Sith, you hadn't seen either of these? Do you want to give your vote to someone?
I'm going to vote randomly and just say Gifted.
Gifted. And I'm going to be honest, I'm putting both of my votes towards Gifted as well. Again, both shows were great, but I will say that I liked Gifted better. It definitely had a higher production budget.
Mutant X was like a Sci-Fi Channel originals type show.
Yeah, it was like a syndicated show that, I'm not saying it was bad because it wasn't. It was actually really good, but it had a much lower production quality, and there were issues with it. And Gifted having more money to spend, being able to put more effort into special effects and all these things, and the fact that it was directly tied to the X-Men universe, I enjoyed it more. I think it was a better show. So, all right. So now we're getting into Incredible Hulk versus Moon Knight. I feel like this is just going to go to Incredible Hulk at this point. And here's the thing. I'm saying that as somebody who actually liked the Moon Knight show.
Are we talking about Lou Ferrigno Hulk?
Yes.
Lou Ferrigno Hulk for me.
Yeah. And I'm going to go Incredible Hulk too. I may be like one of only 10 people in the world that actually liked that Moon Knight show.
I liked it, but it seems like Marvel just completely forgot that he's a character all of a sudden.
Yeah. I liked the show, but
Now,
there's...
Forgotten. They keep making more and more Moon Knight toys for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's just no comparing to like growing up on Hulk the way I did. You know what I mean?
Intro music is ingrained in our
Oh yeah.
brains for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. It was a fantastic show. So, Sith, which way would you go?
Hulk.
Firefighter?
Well, I'm gonna be the one that gets the stupid card punch today. Moon Knight.
Okay. Well, Hulk already won. I'm sorry, Firefighter.
I know.
Apologies. We're going to go all the outsides first. So we're going to jump down here to Heroes versus iZombie. Now, I know everybody's seen Heroes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And iZombie is not what I would consider a traditional superhero show, but it is. It does involve characters who have powers, and it was taken from it was a comic book. So iZombie was considered a superhero comic, which is why I put it on the list. And it actually is a good show, which is why I wanted to include it on the list. Heroes is one that everybody agrees the first season was absolutely phenomenal, and then it was just law of diminishing returns after that.
Yes.
I will say, however, though, and I think we talked about this about a year or so ago. I think it was right before I moved here to Michigan, so maybe a year and a half. I actually had just rewatched all of Heroes, and other than season 2, which was the season that got really screwed up because it was in the middle of that 2007 Hollywood strike, writer's strike, whatever the hell it was. In seasons 3 and 4 got much better. And I think the big problem was a lot of people just stopped watching after season 2 because it was so bad.
One of their main stars too left and to another show too.
Yeah.
They killed him off.
I will say personally for me, other than the shortened cut up season 2, that unfortunately there's just no way to get around it. It's not because they did bad. It's not because there was bad story writing or anything like that. It's just they weren't able to finish the season, so they had to like compound what was at the time like 22 episodes down into 10 episodes, and it just a lot was lost in translation because that's what they were forced to do.
It's kind of like
I will say, other than that season, I actually still really like all 4 seasons of the show. I think it's I actually think season 3 and 4 are really good. But you know, it does have it lost a lot of people after that second season. So anyway,
Did you watch the reboot or the continuation?
I did, and it was okay. They did continue with some characters and some storylines and things like that, which I did appreciate. But I mean, I would say 3/4 of the show was introducing new stuff, and I didn't think the new stuff was the same level of like character building and story arcs from the original show. So like the 33.3% of it that continued characters and stories from the original show, I thought was good, but there was a big chunk of it that just, I don't know, it was very try hard ish, you know what I mean? And I still enjoyed it, but it was only like 8-10 episodes, one season, whatever. It was a good one-off story, I guess. Like, I still enjoyed it because it was a continuation of Heroes, but from a realistic standpoint, like, it was nowhere near as good as the original series was. So, and has anybody else other than me watched iZombie?
I have.
You have?
An episode of it when it first came out.
Yeah.
I watched the entire series.
Yeah, I did too. Well, then, Jared, you get to go first. Which one do you like better, Heroes or iZombie?
I think I had more fun watching iZombie.
All right.
Now, like your point too, if season 1 of Heroes was phenomenal, then I was kind of meh the rest of it.
Yeah. And I would just like to tack on to that. I'd go ahead and throw my vote in there. I also think iZombie is a better show. So that's where my vote goes as well. Again, I actually really did like Heroes, even seasons 3 and 4, but iZombie was consistently a better show through
you got a
seasons
too with iZombie.
You got what?
You got a conclusion with iZombie too.
Yeah, you got, and it was it 5 or 6 seasons. I can't even remember how long it went on, but there's more of it. It was consistently good throughout the entire series. And yeah, I think just in general as a TV show, I enjoyed iZombie better. Sith, what about you?
I'm gonna go Heroes.
5 seasons was
5 seasons. There you go. Mr. Firefighter?
I'm going to have to say, I'm going to be the dissent again, Heroes.
Heroes? No, that ties it up. You and Sith both went Heroes. So that means we are going to the chat. 1, if your vote is Heroes, type in 2 if your vote is iZombie, and we'll let the chat decide on this one because it is a tie. But no, I like both these shows. I've recently rewatched both these shows here in the last year and a half or so. But I think iZombie is just consistently better across the board, even though it is hard. I mean, I would argue that Heroes Season 1 was one of the best seasons of television ever in any genre. Like, it was absolutely phenomenal. And I knew people who had never read a comic book, who didn't give a shit about superheroes in general, who fell in love with that show because of the first season. So it was legitimately, like, consistently good. Well, we only got 1 vote, and that's for iZombie out in the chat. Ledlace goes iZombie, so we're going to go with iZombie out there. That's the winner on this one. All right, next round, we've got 2 Superman shows. Oh, and after we already moved on, Tomcat came in with a 1, which honestly just would have tied it up. I'm sorry, Tomcat. I know there's a little bit of delay between when... There's like a 30-second delay, I think, but... we've got Superman and Lois, which was the newest Superman show, versus Lois and Clark, the show that went on for 4 seasons, I believe.
With Dean Cain?
With Dean Cain, yes. Lois and Clark with Dean Cain, and then Superman and Lois, the newer show from, which just ended, a year ago? Had its last season a year ago. And both were good. I actually really liked both shows.
Yeah.
I will say, however, that I think in general, while maybe not as far as special effects and stuff is concerned, I think as a Superman show, Lois and Clark holds up better.
I think so too.
It's still undeniably just pure joyful Superman stories.
It's old school Superman through and through.
Yeah. Whereas Superman and Lois, while it was really good, and I loved who they cast as Superman, I thought Tyler Hoechlin did a great job. And I will say the final season of that show was absolutely phenomenal, even though it went in a direction that, had you told me this is what they were going to do with a Superman show, I would have said, Dad, no, you can't do that with Superman. However, it worked really, really well in the context of the show. I'm not going to give out spoilers on this stuff, by the way, because if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it because it is a good show. But it was really, Lois and Clark just maintained itself better. So I'm voting Lois and Clark. Jared, are you going Lois and Clark?
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Firefighter?
I'm going with childhood nostalgia and Lois and Clark.
All right. What about you, Seth?
That's my Superman, man.
That last season of Superman and Lois, like what you said about Heroes, where it's quite possibly one of the greatest shows ever.
Yes.
Seasons of that last season of Lois, Superman and Lois, is at that level of
I absolutely agree. Yes, I do agree. That last season of Superman and Lois is utterly phenomenal.
I was very pleasantly surprised with Michael Ludlitz as Lex Luthor. I wish we could have gotten him throughout more of the series. That's the only complaint I have about him as Lex, is we didn't get more of it.
Yeah. My only complaint about that whole show is just in general, all of season 3.
Yeah.
That's where it lost me. I felt like I was forcing myself to watch every episode of season 3 because it just, look, I get we're trying to be more, in line with normal everyday people problems and shit, but doing basically a whole season where half of the whole fucking season is just about Lois fighting breast cancer. I was just I'm not knocking or trying to downplay people who have breast cancer, but that's not what I want half of a season of a Superman show to be about.
Right.
It was a rough season to fucking watch. Whereas I never felt that way with any of the seasons of Lois and Clark.
Well, if Superman would quit X-raying their titties.
I know. It's true. It's true.
It was actually a robot chicken. They actually had all the women in the Daily Planet had breast cancer because they were getting X-rayed all the time.
Yep, I remember that. Well, it was 3-1. Lois and Clark won. So now on to the next one: The Flash versus Legends of Tomorrow. Okay, 2 of the CW shows. I'm just going to throw this out there right off the bat. I'm going Legends of Tomorrow because it was a good show from beginning to end. Flash was only good for 1.5 seasons.
Yeah.
I agree with that statement.
I'll be the singing voice on this one. I'll go Flash.
You go Flash. The rest of us going Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But Legends of Tomorrow. Flash really suffered from that CW feel in a way that a lot of the other shows.
Well, and here's the thing, Flash, and this may be why also I like Legends of Tomorrow better, is because much like Superman and Lois, they had much shorter seasons, so there was less time to get into the CW teen drama bullshit, which there are 2 main things that weighed the Flash down: CW drama, CW relationship drama, and personal drama, And the fact that every fucking villain was another speedster. Holy shit.
I will admit too, I checked out on the Flash after so long. And same with Legends of Tomorrow. I checked out on both of them. To me, the writing dropped on both of them. So,
well, it did. The writing dropped on all those CWDC shows.
oh yeah.
However, Legends
Start making Iris be the team leaders. Like somebody who didn't even go to college, was a failed blogger who has people with multiple PhDs and superpowers, but she's going to be the boss.
Yeah,
make that make sense to me.
It doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
So
But
I'm changing mine to Flash for one reason and one reason alone. I really like what they did with Ralph Dibny. He was the.
well,
best.
yeah, I mean, he was good.
He was.
And he was only in it for like 2 seasons, but
And the woke shit because of some kind of joke he made like 10 years ago. They kicked him off the show.
yeah.
So I gotta stick with my boy.
Okay, well now you've tied it up, fucker.
I know.
God damn.
Now we gotta go to the chat.
Now we're going to the chat. Press 1 for Flash, 2 for Legends of Tomorrow. Because Sith had to change his vote.
I did. Well, the thing that ruined that show the most was Iris's "We Are the Flash" scene. That ruins that
Oh
show.
God, yeah. I know. The thing was, again, I liked the ridiculous, like, Legends of Tomorrow really, really like nosedived straight into the insane and ridiculous, which I appreciated a lot. And
Kubo or whatever his name was.
He even Captain Cold I thought was great characters in Legends.
Yeah.
When they kill off Captain Cold, it's kind of like,
I really liked it. Was a much more fun, lighthearted show than any of the other CW shows.
we're still
And they
tied.
took all these fucking second tier, third tier, fourth tier characters that had made appearances on the other main CW shows and threw them on a spaceship traveling through time. Like, the show was fucking nuts, dude. But it was fun. It was fun. Like, I had fun with every episode. You know what I mean? So, in relation to Flash, which I just, after the first season, started having less and less fun with every season. So, yeah, it's sticking with Legends here because we've got 2 for Legends. Oh, motherfucker. Tomcat, why are you fucking shit up? He tied it up. All right, I need one more vote, 1 or 2. We Legends of Tomorrow or Flash. Someone, because Shifty, Tomcat, Trigger, and Ledlace have all voted. Someone else throw in a vote for either Flash 1, Legends 2, so we can unscramble this tie.
And plus, Legends gave us much better quotable lines.
Legends was just fun, dude. I had fun. It was a show that did not, in any way, shape, or form, take itself seriously,
Yeah.
and it was just fun. It was just stupid, dumb fun. It was a bunch of villains and second-rate characters that, no, sir, no. And Triggerfish, you already voted, so that doesn't count. Hey, thank you, Jose. All right, so he voted Flash, so Flash wins. There we go. All right, so now we got Constantine versus Titans. And here's the thing about this competition is, I don't know anybody who did not like Constantine at all. However, it only lasted 1 season, whereas Titans got, I think, 5 seasons. And I know people are real fucking split on whether or not they liked this show. So you've got a good show that lasted 1 season versus a show that half the people hate and half the people love.
The nice thing with Constantine too, though, he did cross over into the other.
He did. He was on Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah.
And Lucifer.
Yep, and he was on Lucifer. Well, Lucifer was on Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah. He wasn't on Lucifer, but Lucifer made an appearance over there. I'll just throw mine out. I even with one season, I think Constantine was the better show. I liked Titans. I thought it was fun. I mean, they changed a lot of shit, and there was certainly stuff in it that I didn't like. But I thought it was a decent show. I got enjoy. Me and my wife watched it. We enjoyed it for the time it was on. But I mean, Constantine was just the first. That one and only season of it was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to vote Constantine on this one. What about you, Jared?
Same.
Firefighter?
It's Constantine, not Constantine.
Whatever. Been watching too
He
much.
says that line all the time.
Yeah. All right, Sith.
I'm on Titans. It's already lost, but that was one of those shows that got actually better the further it went. They started.
I agree. It did. It got better the further it went. It started out, the first season was rough. The second season was a little less rough. The third season was getting better. Like it consistently got better throughout the run.
It's kind of like the TNG era of Star Trek. Like the first season.
Yeah.
One of the single greatest scenes from any show ever is that episode 1 when Robin says "fuck Batman." I love that.
And I even like who they brought in as Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Like I thought he was a great choice for an older, pushing 60 Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
I liked that dude a lot. All right. So now we got a couple other Superman-related shows. Krypton and Superboy. Krypton got, of course, 2 seasons, and then was canceled by what was that CW? I think that might have been
No, Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi Channel. That's right. And then Superboy, for those of us old enough to remember, it was late 80s. I think it was 3. Was it 3 seasons? I think it was 3 seasons, and they famously replaced the main actor after the first season, who looked more like Superman, but the second guy they brought in to do seasons 2 and 3 was a much better actor and actually did Superman better, even though he wasn't quite. He just, it's not that he didn't look like Superman. It's just the first dude looked way more like Superman from the comics. I really liked both these shows. And first of all, I'll admit I have not gone back and watched Superboy in a really long time. So I don't know how it holds up.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I remember watching it back in the day, but
I remember watching it and absolutely loving it back when it was on.
Yep.
But I haven't watched it in a really, really long time.
There's a breeze feel to it.
Yeah. I am gonna. On this one, I'm gonna vote Krypton because Krypton was fairly new. I know it only lasts 2 seasons, but it was actually done really well. Exactly what Shifty's saying out there in the chat. Their Brainiac was fantastic. Their Doomsday was fantastic. Lobo was in the show and was absolutely fantastic. It was a cool story with Adam Strange going through time because time had gotten changed and they were trying to erase Superman from ever existing. It was a really cool, new, unique take on the whole Superman story by not focusing on Superman at all, but instead focusing on his grandfather on Krypton and still managing to incorporate all these things we know from Superman lore. And it was really well done. I was very disappointed when it got canceled. Very disappointed because I loved the show. So I'm voting Krypton. What about you, Jared?
I would do the same. I love the old series, but it's so faded in my memory now, so it's kind of.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I remember loving it as a kid.
Yeah.
I remember watching it
every week. Do we want to revisit it, or we're going to be like?
I know that's the thing. It's like I don't really want to go back and watch it because I'm afraid I'll realize how bad it actually was. Whereas now I can just have really good memories of it.
So I try to go back. I never did watch it when it came out. The Youngblood cartoon series.
I've never seen it.
I tried to watch it. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
I watched the Ultra Force cartoon as an adult because I had never watched the whole series. There's only like a few episodes here and there.
Yeah.
And it holds up better.
Yeah. Sometimes you end up ruining a memory.
Yeah.
You know, a warm, fuzzy, nostalgic memory you have by actually going, "Hey, I'm gonna watch this thing again," and then you go, "Oh no, that's bad."
Looking at the cast and some of the pictures from Super Bowl series is like it. I kind of might want to try it, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I remember really liking it, but I don't know. Sith, what about you?
Krypton.
Krypton, yeah. Firefighter,
It's gonna be a clean sweep.
clean sweep. We're going Krypton all the way. Okay. All right. We've gotten through our first round. Time to go on to the second, where we're going to be introducing some new shows because there just wasn't enough room on the first round. So our first one we've got here is Legion versus Luke Cage. Now, I think I've talked about this before, and I feel like I'm the only one here that actually watched Legion. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm very fearful of how this is going to go, because I would argue that Legion is one of the probably top 3 shows on this entire list of 42 shows. And I highly encourage anybody and everybody to watch Legion. It's phenomenal. Thank you, Shifty, out in the chat. He agrees with me. Legion, he says Legion was insanely good. It was so good. Again, it's like probably one of the top 3 shows on this entire list. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's 3 seasons. It's got a beginning, middle, and end. It's a complete story over 3 seasons. Fox actually let a show run its entirety without canceling it, which is insane. And I highly recommend it.
That sounds like science fiction right there.
It does, doesn't it?
Since Fox only cancels good shows, and that doesn't Legion is awesome.
So I cannot recommend Legion enough. It's absolutely phenomenal. It is a whole different, weird, unique take on the X-Men universe, and it exclusively focuses on David Haller, who of course everybody knows is Professor X's son, and his insanity and his powers, and it's crazy, dude. It's so crazy of a show, and it's so beautifully done. It's a absolutely wonderful show. So obviously I'm picking Legion, but again, I understand I'm the only one that's seen it, so I have deep fears of how this is going to go. Jared?
Since I'm not a racist, I'm going to Luke Cage.
Fuck.
I'm just kidding. Well, I haven't seen Legion, so I can't really make a comparison. I did enjoy Luke Cage, so.
All right.
And I'm not going to vote for the white man over top the black man.
Jesus. All right, Firefighter.
I'll give my vote to Legion.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
At least one of the Ammo Sons has your back.
I appreciate that, Firefighter. Sith.
I was also going to say Legion, just because I like X-Men more than I like Luke Cage, so just
All right.
by association.
All right, good.
Y'all a bunch of racists.
I feel better now.
Yeah, we prefer the mutant race. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we have got 2 MCU shows: Iron Fist versus Hawkeye. 1 season versus a show with 2 seasons, of which only 1 season was any good. But yeah. I'm just get this off right off the bat. Hawkeye. I'm all the way for Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
It was a much better show. I loved it. Even the 1 season it had was better than the best season of Iron Fist, which is season 2. So I'm going Hawkeye. Jared, did you say Hawkeye too?
Yep.
Yeah. Firefighter?
Let's go, Hawkeye.
All right. Sith?
I'm going to say Hawkeye. I will say I did not hate Iron Fist as much as most people did.
I truly disliked the first season of Iron Fist, but I will say this: I thought they did a good job of trying to redeem themselves with the second season. It was massively better in season 2. So it's a show that in general I like because I can watch it knowing that it gets vastly better in season 2.
I just remember all the idiots who trying to be, oh, it's racist to have a white man to be a martial artist. Like, no, more than one race studies martial arts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of the whole point with
martial arts aren't a race thing.
Yeah. It's like UFC, there's a whole bunch of people that does different types of martial arts.
Exactly. That's like saying it's racist for anybody that's not white to fly a plane.
Well, by them saying it was
white people
racist,
created flight, then only white people.
They were literally saying they were whitewashing Iron Fist because they don't know anything about Iron Fist. Guess what? By you saying only Asian people are supposed to do martial arts, it makes you the more the racist.
I mean, that's the equivalent of saying it's racist to have a white person be Tarzan.
But you see, I too want to.
That's how stupid that argument is.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the point of him, is he's some rich white dude who found himself someplace where he didn't belong and learned some shit that he was taught. Like,
it's the same argument they did with like Snake Eyes thing too. Like the whole point. It's the reverse. Like they experienced racism from their other students because they didn't want outsider being taught their martial arts. That they can't see the whole picture.
Yep.
But they did race swap Snake Eyes in that movie nobody watched.
Yeah. All right, Falcon and Winter Soldier versus Daredevil. I'm voting Daredevil, hands down. Is anybody going to vote Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No.
Okay, can we just move on from that one? Because, no. I'm sorry. That's the only good thing to come out of Falcon and Winter Soldier is John Walker. I do like him, but that's it.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah. Gifted versus Wonder Man. Now, I do believe, I know out of everybody here on the panel, and probably everybody in the audience, I may be the only person who has watched Wonder Man. I may be the only person in the United States that watched Wonder Man. I don't know. Can I just say it was a really good show? It was also completely not what you think it's going to be.
It also has nothing to do with the Marvel Comics character Wonder Man.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, he is Simon, but it's a completely different everything. However, it actually was really good because they didn't. How do I explain this without giving anything away? They fully acknowledged that they were doing a completely different take on the character, and instead of just trying to make that take fit into the Wonder Man box we all know and grew up with, they went, let's just do it completely different. Like, let's just make this a different show. It essentially is a buddy cop show without the cop aspect. It's a buddy actor show. It's about two dudes who really want to be actors, and the whole powers and superhero thing is almost a background issue. And
if they wanted to do traditional Wonder Man, I think would have been cool if they did it sooner, like when the MCU was in its heyday.
Yeah.
And they could have got one or two actors. Well, one was already in a similar role, but Nathan Fillion or Henry Cavill.
Yep.
If you're going to do traditional,
Henry Cavill would have been a phenomenal Wonder Man, a phenomenal traditional Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Now this was a completely different type of show, and honestly, 80% of why it is actually good is because of Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley playing, Trevor, the character he played in Iron Man 3, and that one-off short, is fantastic and holds the whole show together. And it is a buddy show between him and Wonder Man. That's essentially what it is. And I highly recommend checking it out, honestly. However, for the sake of this, I'm definitely going Gifted over Wonder Man because 2 seasons of great mutant action is better than 1 season of weird one-off buddy cop Wonder Man. So I'm going Gifted.
I'll give you my vote because I haven't seen either one.
All right, so that's 2 for Gifted. Firefighter,
Make it 3.
make it 3.
Or
4. Oh, you should have said make it so, but okay.
He's
All right,
he's the Wars. He's not Trekkie.
that's true. Ugh. We don't hawk the Trek here.
give him the pressed ham.
All right, Runaways versus Incredible Hulk. Once again, I'm forced to ask the question: am I the only one that watched Runaways?
Probably.
At least I've
Probably.
heard of that one.
The what?
I've at least heard of that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if you've read comics, you know what Runaways is. I'm Jared. I know you know what the Runaways is.
Mhm.
It actually was a pretty good show. I liked it. It definitely, and I think maybe for me, this is where the biggest failure of Runaways was that for whatever reason, they tried to disassociate it from the rest of the Marvel Universe. Where I think it would have benefited from kind of embracing that at least a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so them trying to detach it and like this is, you know, and it's not that there's anything in there that says this definitely isn't the Marvel Universe, but there's certainly nothing in there that says it is. And I think if you know if you know the Runaways, you know there's things in there that are closely associated with other characters and organizations that you know of in Marvel Comics. Even if the characters from the Runaways, like when they were introduced, they were all new characters, but they all had ties through like their parents and stuff like that to other well-known Marvel characters and heroes and villains and things like that. So I don't know, man. I think it would have been a better show had they just embraced the fact that yes, this is the Marvel Universe, but they didn't. They shied away from it. So anyway, I'm still voting for Incredible Hulk though, because Incredible Hulk was so good and has that nostalgic vibe to it. So, what about you, Sith?
I'm gonna go Incredible Hulk. Never
right.
seen Runaways, so
Yeah. I mean, it's worth watching. It's only 2 seasons. It's a good one. But, Firefighter
Make it so with the Hulk.
with the Hulk. And Jared, can I put you down for Runaways?
Put me down for the courtship of Eddie's father.
Yeah, Incredible Hulk it is.
I remember being a kid, channel hopping and courtship of Eddie's father's one. It's like, what? Oh, look, Incredible Hulk. And I start watching it, like, what the?
Yep.
That
All
show was
right.
absolutely horrible, but it ran for a long time.
So now we got Loki versus WandaVision. Both shows I liked. Loki is way better. Does anybody disagree with that?
nope.
Nope. So let's just go Loki. Let's keep this one simple. Loki's going to win this one. But I actually did. Again, I may be one of the only people that actually liked that show, but I did like it.
I like WandaVision.
I like it. Loki was better.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Agent Carter. Can we just all agree that Agent Carter is a no?
Agent Carter, no. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Shield.
Yeah, that's not how you spell agents. There we go.
Not this
All right, so now we're down to a couple of non-Marvel or DC. Although I think iZombie was I think iZombie was associated with DC. It didn't take place in the DC universe,
It
but
was DC. It was on CW, wasn't it?
yeah, I think it was a DC comic, but it was like a DC comic that took place in like its own universe. It didn't have anything to do with Superman, Batman, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Anyway, iZombie versus The Boys.
Yeah,
And
it was Vertigo. It's in their alternate universe.
yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm voting iZombie.
Same.
I mean, Boys, when it's good, is really good, but it's only good at best half the time.
I'm on the boys.
Going the boys. So we got two iZombies and a boys firefighter. What do you think?
The boys.
Duh, boys. All right, so it's a tie. Everybody out there in the chat, it's a tie. You know how this works. If your vote is for iZombie, press 1. If your vote is for the boys, press 2. Begin voting.
Bush.
Hey, Alpha Proto.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to pop that up. Hello, everyone. Time to see what horrible takes you have this week. Hey, well, so far I think we're doing pretty good.
We got
boys, 3 for boys, 2 for iZombie. No, yeah. All right, the boys win. I disagree, but the boys win. Y'all are the tiebreakers, so y'all are responsible for this shit. All right, that's that side of the table here. Let's get down to this one here. We have got Preacher versus Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark.
Lois Clark.
Okay.
I'll have to forget
Firefighter?
Preacher was even a thing. I remember watching it and enjoying it, but I forget it exists.
Okay. Firefighter?
Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. I would have been the only Preacher vote there, but Lois and Clark won. I really like Preacher. It's a show I've watched probably 3 times all the way through. So, all right. Lucifer versus Sandman.
Mr. Morningstar.
Lucifer it is. And I am also voting Lucifer, by the way.
Lucifer.
Lucifer, that's 3 for Lucifer. Firefighter?
I mean, make it so on the Lucifer.
Yeah. I'm going to just throw this out there. Lucifer is one of the other 3 best shows on this list. For me.
Yeah.
For
Like,
me, personally.
it's really good, and I'm only so far into the 2nd season.
Well, we're going to have a hard time when we come back around to bracket 31. It's Lucifer versus Lucifer.
Spoiler alert, not for me. Because Legion and Lucifer are 2 of the best 3 shows on this fucking list for me. So. Now we got Arrow versus... okay, that's right. Arrow versus The Flash.
Arrow.
Arrow's the better show, right?
So much.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
Even
Arrow's...
after it got preachy, he went against killing and we can't have guns. And,
Yeah, but it's still a better show. Even when
Yeah.
it gets bad, it's still a better show.
yeah, the first couple seasons were great.
Oh, you know what? We didn't do this one. Doom Patrol versus Watchmen. I think we skipped this one last time. Let's do this one real quick so we can move on to this one.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. I'm going Doom Patrol. Firefighter.
Watchmen.
Watchmen. Sith.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol wins.
The Watchmen's is like the memes like, I want to buy that Watchmen movie. The mom's like, we got Watchmen at home.
Exactly. All right, so now we can get on to this one in the second round here. Doom Patrol versus Penguin. And let me just say, the third of the 3 best shows on this list for me, in addition to Legion and Lucifer, is Penguin. Penguin's phenomenal. It's fucking fantastic. If you haven't watched it, holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with you? That show is fucking great. So
I'm voting
Penguin gets my vote. Okay, and Jared's voting Penguin. Sith? Penguin. Firefighter?
Make it a sweep.
All right. Oh,
Or as Doctor Strange called Penguins.
Penguins. All right, so now we're getting into some new stuff here. We've got our last winner, which is Constantine versus the 90s Flash show.
90s Flash for me.
Yep, 90s Flash for me as well. So that's 2 right off the bat for Flash from the 90s.
90s Flash.
90s Flash, that's 3. Firefighter?
I'm gonna have to go with Constantine.
Okay, well, you're wrong because 90s Flash won.
If CBS didn't sabotage that show, that would have went way more than 1 season.
Oh, I know.
They kept moving it. Anytime anything ran along, they'd bump Flash and not anything else.
Mm-hmm. Best live action Flash costume ever.
I'd have my VCR set to, if people remember what VCRs are, you'd have to know what time the show starts and set it up to record. It don't magically just go, oh, it's on, pulls it.
Yep.
No, you know the time slot, but CBS kept fucking moving it.
Okay, I bet you would have a hard time finding people who know what recording a show is.
Well, that's true too.
I mean, to know what recording a show is, you have to be at the very least
an older female.
5 years old. You'd have to be like 30. You'd have to have been born at least by 1990. And then maybe before the age of 10, you might have lived in a house that still recorded television.
I recorded television with my, Dish network thing. And I did have several episodes of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command that I had personally recorded on VHS
Yeah.
that I watched over and over again, wore that tape out. But
By the way, that's a great cartoon.
it is a great show.
It actually is really good. I, as a dude in like my late teens and early 20s, watched that show.
The movie was great too.
Yeah.
Jose's like got us all beat. You were born in 71.
Yeah. Jose says, I'm old. I know all this stuff. Yeah. All right. So now we got Batman 66 versus Wonder Woman. Of course, this is Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. And can I just say that this is very difficult for me because I am being forced to choose between Batman 66, which was a show I watched endlessly and have seen every episode of probably dozens of times as a kid because it was a show that was constantly run. And while it was goofy and campy and everything, it was so much fun. And I'm being forced to choose between that and Linda Carter's boobs, which is a very difficult thing to choose, okay?
I feel you, man.
Because I'm going to tell you what, Linda Carter is fucking hot. And yes, I said is. Have you seen this woman now that she's even in her 70s?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't know what deal with what devil she made to still look like that in her 70s. But goddamn. No, I'm going to have to go with Batman 66. I do think it was the better show. Although I will say Linda Carter's titties make it really, really close. It's a tough call, but I'm going to go Batman 66. Jared?
The same reasonings. Like, it's just Linda Carter is absolutely stunning, even now. When I was a kid, Batman 66 all the way. When I started getting older, it's like, man, Wonder Woman's kind of hot.
Yeah, exactly.
I got more nostalgic memories of 66 though.
Mm-hmm.
So I go 66.
Yep. Sith?
Batman.
Batman 66. You didn't even mention Linda Carter's titties, which disturbs me.
Enough had been said about them. They're great.
Okay. All right. All right. Firefighter?
Batman.
All right. Okay. Peacemaker versus Swamp Thing. Now, I got to clarify this. I'm talking the original USA Network Swamp Thing from the late 80s into the early 90s.
Swamp Thing. I love that show.
Yeah, because I know there was a new version on like HBO Max that lasted a season that people said was good. I never watched it, so I don't know if it was good. So I'm referring to the one I watched as a kid on USA Network. So Jared's going Swamp Thing. Sith?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Firefighter?
Peacemaker.
Going Peacemaker. I'm going Peacemaker too. I'm sorry, Jared.
Hey, Peacemaker is one of Jared's favorite shows.
Peacemaker. I love Peacemaker. And I know it got canceled. And I mean, I don't know if it got canceled, but we all kind of assume it's been canceled.
Hey, Swamp Thing got 3 seasons. Peacemaker got 2. Not even that long, and they sucked.
I know.
I love Peace.
I truly loved Peacemaker. Like, I thought it was a great show. All right. 2 more Superman shows. Krypton versus Smallville. We've already said all the good things about Krypton, but I will tell you right here, right now, Smallville, in my opinion, is the greatest Superman show that has ever existed.
Yes.
And nothing other than maybe the original animated series beats it for me.
So we had two great minds thinking about Swamp Thing.
Well, That's good. Good. So yeah, I'm going I'm going Smallville. Sith, you going Smallville?
Smallville.
Okay. Jared.
Smallville.
All right. Firefighter.
Sweep.
Sweet.
All right.
I will say,
Okay.
I will say there's something missing from this list that goes in the same vein as Smallville.
Mhm.
That is personally offensive to me that Gotham isn't on here.
Oh my God, you're right. I completely freaking forgot about Gotham.
And Gotham,
Holy shit, I would have put that on this list because I love Gotham. Fuck.
Gotham was one that I hated when I first watched it. And
Well,
afterwards I went back and actually started watching. I was like, oh, this is good.
here's the thing. Gotham, the first season was kind of rough because they tried to really like make it like a police procedural with Gordon. And I think they realized that was the wrong way to go because season 2, they just went fucking hardcore head first into the nutty fucking villainy and shit of the Batman world.
They even had Solomon Grundy on the show. So.
Yeah. I cannot believe I forgot fucking Gotham. Fuck. It's too late to do anything about it now, to be honest.
But Gotham just gets the number 1 spot anyway. So
Gotham was really fucking good.
We could do like phase 2 on a bracket.
Well, how about this? Is there any of these you would like to see replaced with Gotham? What's a show on here that's kind of only made it because there was just no other choices?
Agents of Shield.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agents of Shield was okay, but it was.
I really liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but
Shield, when it was running parallel with the MCU, I liked it, but when they broke away from the MCU, I stopped liking it.
Yeah, they were playing far too much of the is it or isn't it part of the game.
Well, let's go through the list. Legion, Hawkeye, Daredevil, Gifted, Incredible Hulk, Loki, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Boys, Smallville, Peacemaker, Batman 66, 90s Flash, Penguin, Arrow, Lucifer, Lois and Clark. What do you vote for? Do we still go on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Here's a suggestion: Gifted versus Gotham.
Oh, Gotham's better.
Then
Gotham's considerably better.
everybody else.
I'm down. Put Gotham in there.
Okay, let's go Gotham.
Sorry
I
for
think
the
that's the one that least of us watched. So
I think I was the only one that saw Gifted. So
Jose had a good option. We could replace Incredible Hulk with Gotham.
well, that makes more sense to replace it with one that we haven't all seen. You know what I mean? We've all seen the Incredible Hulk. So let's get some shows on here. I'm good with this. I'm good with Gotham on right here.
Honestly, Daredevil and Gotham is a pretty good matchup anyway.
That's a fucking tough one, but
yeah,
all right. Let's start here. Legion versus Hawkeye. Yeah, you already know I'm gonna vote Legion.
Hawkeye.
I'm gonna vote
Fuck
Hawkeye.
you. Fuck you too. Firefighter.
Legion.
Thank you. Now we've tied it up. God damn it. All right, Legion versus Hawkeye goes to the chat. Shifty already said Legion. So we know Shifty's in the right place. That's one vote for Legion. So Legion wins. We don't need any other votes. He's our tiebreaker.
Hawkeye.
No, I'll take a couple more votes. Legion or Hawkeye. Throw it into the chat. Tomcat says Hawkeye. Now we're back to a tie.
It's one of the best additions to the MCU in a very long time.
We got a Legion.
Oh, there's another Legion. Thank you, Triggerfish. I love you.
And we got another Hawkeye.
That's
I'll strike out twice.
oh.
No, we got 2 Hawkeyes, 2 Legions, so we're tied up.
Now we're tied up again. I need a tiebreaker from the tiebreakers. Come on, someone. No, Triggerfish, you can't vote twice. I'm sorry.
But I can.
I wish I could accept that, but I cannot. I need at least one more Legion. Come on, people.
Yeah. Shifty
From
says,
someone who hasn't voted. Oh Jose, you already voted, sir. You don't get to vote again. Not how this works.
That's not how
Unless your second vote is for Legion, and then I will accept that. Come on, one other person that hasn't voted yet. Anyone? Oh, wait, Michael. No, Michael Graves says Legion. Thank you, Michael. Collector Express's vote doesn't count. Legion wins. There we go. All right, moving right along. Daredevil versus Gotham. Fuck, that's hard. You know,
No,
I would
it's not.
say I like these shows equally for very different reasons because they're very different shows. But I would say, as far as my level of enjoyment, I like them both the same. Daredevil is just dark and badass and a brilliant take on the character of Daredevil, plus the fact that it introduces some other fantastic characters like Punisher and stuff. Gotham is just DC anarchy. It's just a fucking nuts show. That's thoroughly enjoyable.
I don't know if it makes a huge difference to me, but are we including Born Again with Daredevil?
Yes. Yeah. It's all the same.
It is all the same.
Daredevil for me.
Daredevil for you. Okay, Sith, what about you?
I'm gonna go Gotham, and it is a hard choice, but
Yeah.
I like the DC characters more than the Batman characters.
I
For the
haven't decided what my vote's going to be yet. So, Firefighter, go ahead. We're 1-1 so far.
Well, it's about to be 2-1 because I'm going with Gotham.
Going with Gotham? Fuck. That means I can either tie it up or give it over the top to Gotham. Fuck, which do I actually... Okay, if I had to sit down and watch a show right now, which one would I want to watch? Gotham or Daredevil?
Me, I would rather watch Daredevil.
yeah, but that was
You got to look at Jada Pinkett Smith at the first season.
yeah.
Fuck. You know, if I'm honest, I think I'm going to go Gotham. I think I'm going to give it to Gotham. It's such a crazy ass fucking show that's just highly entertaining and manages. Because the biggest thing I don't like about Batman comics is Batman. I love his rogues gallery. I love his side characters. I'm just not a big Batman fan. And Gotham gave me all of that. And Shifty's right. Gotham had the best Alfred ever.
Yes.
The Alfred from Gotham was fucking great. By the way, Sean Pertwee is John Pertwee. That John Pertwee is Sean Pertwee's dad, and John Pertwee was the third Doctor Who. For anybody that doesn't know, so Alfred is technically Doctor Who's kid. Yeah, I'm giving it to Gotham because yeah, you're right. Alfred was like the best. That's the best version of Alfred we've ever gotten. All right, moving right along here. Incredible Hulk versus Loki. And this is going to be the first time I diverge away from Incredible Hulk. I'm going Loki on this one. I think not that Incredible Hulk was not an absolutely phenomenal show and a piece of my childhood, but Loki being tied into the bigger Marvel universe like puts it over the top for me. Plus, the way that show fucking ended was so goddamn good. Like the character development for Loki during that show. Perfect. So I'm going Loki on this one. Jared, what about you?
I'm sticking with Hulk.
Sticking with Hulk. All right. Sith?
Loki.
Firefighter?
Loki.
All right. Loki's winning on this one.
I knew Loki's going to win, but I just got to stick with Hulk.
I know. All right. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. versus The Boys. You know what? I'm just going to throw this out there. I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. better. Even when it got fucking nuts and crazy and disassociated with the rest of the Marvel Universe and all that shit, I thoroughly always enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was a funner, lighthearted show.
it also had one of the best interpretations of a live version, Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Live action Ghost Rider.
Yep. I'm going Agents of
It
S.H.I.E.L.D.
was,
What
it was
about you?
Robbie Reyes, but it wasn't Robbie Reyes for the comics. It was
Right.
basically the Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Because the Robbie Reyes in the comics makes no damn sense. It's just stupid. But the what they did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is basically just old school Ghost Rider.
Yeah. So you going Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too?
Yep.
Okay. Firefighter?
I'm going with the boys.
Going with the boys. Sith?
The boys.
The boys. All right, it's tied. We're going to the chat. Oh, they're already answering in the chat. We got 2 for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. already from Jose and Triggerfish. So any other votes? We'll give it a minute here. If there's any other votes that want to come in, y'all are the tiebreaker. So if there's any votes for the boys.
Yeah, Lola the Corvette.
Shifty said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. That's 3 votes for Agents. Okay, can we just call it? We're just calling it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, Lead Lace votes 1, which is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So yeah.
Yeah, Bill Paxton's villain was really good in Agents.
Yes, it was. All right, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wins this one. Moving on to the other side, we've got Lois and Clark versus Lucifer. Everybody knows I'm going to vote Lucifer. It's one of my favorite shows on this list, so get that out of the way right off the bat. As much as I love Lois and Clark, I like Lucifer better. Seth, what about you?
Lois and Clark. I'm sorry.
Lois and Clark. All right, Jared.
It's a toughie. I like both these shows. You got the just old school Superman campiness of Lois and Clark, and you got the really cool character of Lucifer Morningstar, a unique take on the character.
Let's make it really easy. Which one had a Clark Kent actor in it?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tom Wellington played Kane in what was it, season 4? I think.
Yep. I think I'm gonna go with Lucifer.
Going with Lucifer. All right, Firefighter.
Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. You've tied it up, sir. But I have to
I'm
tell
sorry,
you,
I had to go with childhood nostalgia of campiness, okay?
That's okay, because the chat's already given it to Lucifer. So,
You know what, chat? Go fuck yourself.
It's
I will-
3-1 in the chat for Lucifer. So, Lucifer wins. All right, so now we've got Arrow versus Penguin. Penguin, hands down, is the better show. I'm throwing my vote to Penguin. What about you, Jared? And I know it was only one season. I'm still saying that one season was better than every season of Arrow.
I'm gonna go with Arrow because I love those first couple seasons of Arrow.
They are good. They're great. I got you. What about you, Firefighter?
I'm going with Arrow because chat failed this city.
Wow. I think they did it a service by choosing Lucifer. Fifth.
I'm going Arrow. I still miss Arrow.
You bastards. You didn't even give me a chance to tie it up to the chat. You just fucked me. Wow.
Go back to Superman and Lois.
And the chat's saying Arrow too. So
Oh, except for Shifty.
Penguin.
Fuck it. Shifty, we're on the same page today. I don't know what's wrong with everybody else. All right, 90s Flash versus 66 Batman. Oh, this is a good toss-up. Nostalgia versus nostalgia. I'm giving mine to Batman 66 just because there's more of it. Although I would argue Flash is a better show. I've just seen Batman 66 way more because I just watched it on repeat as a kid. So I'm going Batman 66. What about you, Jared?
90s Flash.
90s Flash. Okay. Sith?
Batman.
Batman. Firefighter?
Batman.
Batman. All right. Batman wins. Batman 66. All right. Peacemaker versus Smallville.
Oh.
Sith, I'm sorry. I love Peacemaker, but Smallville. Come on.
Don't be sorry. That's what I'm picking.
Okay. All right. Good. That's 2 for Smallville.
Just so you know, I'm going for this to be a Superman versus Superman live action versus animated
I got you, and it may end up that way next week or whenever we do the next one.
Okay.
All right, Jared, what do you think?
What would I pick?
Versus your favorite?
You know, one of these I absolutely despise. Another one I love. Which one I'm gonna pick? Smallville.
There you go. Firefighter.
Smallville.
All right. Clean sweep on that one. And now we are to the semifinals. Legion versus Gotham. Gotham? I don't know. Oh, fuck. All right, I'm just going to say Legion. It's the better show. I know I'm probably about to lose here. But Legion is definitely the better show. I love Gotham. We discussed this already. Like it better than Daredevil. Legion's a better show. So that's my vote. Firefighter, what about you?
Gotham.
Going Gotham. Sith?
Gotham.
Gotham. Jared?
Well, I've never seen Legion, so I'm gonna go.
Going Gotham. God damn, I knew I was going to lose this one. I love Gotham.
Now, if Daredevil won the previous round, I was still would have voted the same bracket. That would have been Daredevil.
All right. Jared, you have to watch Legion. Seriously, you have to watch Legion. It's a phenomenal show. All right. Loki versus Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know what I'm going to pick yet, so I'm going to let Firefighter go first.
Loki.
Sith?
Loki.
Jared?
As much as I love the Ghost Rider, like in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm going to go for Loki.
Okay, Loki already won. That makes my choice easier, so I'll go Loki too. Clean sweep on that one. All right, Lucifer versus Arrow. I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to vote Lucifer. So, Jared, what about you?
I think Lucifer because it had a better full run. Arrow had the good 2 seasons.
Yeah,
Had a great one of the best Deathstroke live action, but still Lucifer.
All right. Firefighter?
I hate to vote for it because it beat my favorite, Lucifer.
There you go. Mr. Krypton's Toy Vault.
I'm going Arrow. I already
Going
thought,
Arrow.
But I like Arrow.
All right. Lucifer won that round. At least one of mine that I like made it. Penguin already got kicked off. Legion got kicked off. One of my top 3 at least is making it to the fucking finals. All right, Batman 66 versus Smallville. Can I just say I love Batman 66, but Smallville is a way better show.
So much better.
Is anybody going to vote for Batman 66?
No.
No. Let's just go Smallville. All right, semifinals. First one, we've got Gotham versus Loki. Gotham versus Loki. Easy. I don't know. Give me a minute to think. Jared, what do you think?
Just the way Loki ends is just beautifully done. I'm gonna go Loki.
Yeah. Going Loki. Okay. Sith.
I am going to go Gotham.
All right, we're 1-1.
I got more enjoyable time out of Gotham
Okay.
seasons of Loki.
Firefighter.
Gotham.
Going Gotham. Fuck. You know what? I'm going to send it for a tie. I'm going to say Loki, so it's 2-2. So we're going to let the chat decide which
Chat's
one.
already decided Loki.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez. Yeah, chat's already sided with Loki. Never mind. Loki won that one. Okay, Loki won. All right. Lucifer versus Smallville. Oh, fuck.
I vote for the one with Tom Welling.
That doesn't
That's
help.
both of them.
You know what? I'm voting Lucifer. I'm voting Lucifer. I love Smallville. It's my favorite Superman show ever, but I'd say Lucifer is a better show. Now,
Small.
part of that's because it was a shorter show with fewer, smaller seasons, so it was able to like stay on track. So there was a lot less teen drama episodes like Smallville had.
Yeah.
But I'm going Lucifer. What about you, Jared?
Smallville.
Smallville. Tiff.
Smallville.
All right, Firefighter.
Lucifer.
Going Lucifer. It's a tie. It is a tie.
We already
And
got 4 votes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes for 6 votes if you count out protocol.
Somebody save me.
Yep. Smallville won. All 3 of my favorites got booted out, dude. What the hell? Now Smallville versus Loki. Hands down, I'm going Smallville. I'm sorry.
Yep.
10 seasons of the best Superman show, live action Superman show anyway that we've ever had. I'm going Smallville. Sith, you're going Smallville?
Smallville.
Okay, what about you, Jared?
Smallville.
Smallville. Firefighter?
Smallville.
Smallville. All right, we have a wiener.
We got Superman versus Superman.
Smallville has won the 42 show deep best live action superhero show of all time. Smallville. I am disappointed that one of my 3 favorites didn't make it, but I understand. I can't argue. I really can't be mad about Smallville winning. To be honest with you, I love that show.
It's one of the best like superhero. Yeah, I think one of the things they should have done if the cast would have been willing, they should have took a break for a year. I know they wanted to switch to doing the movies that failed, ended up failing with Snyderverse.
Yeah.
If they could have just waited like a year and came back with a Superman series with Lois and Clark, Tom Welling, and Erica
Durance.
Yep, I think that would have been a hit show.
Yeah, I agree.
Gave it like a little time break, and brought back in basically like a brand new Superman series with his adventures. Because they did the whole thing with Smallville. They teased us having the costume the entire time. They said they won't have the Superman costume. Final episode, we get the Superman costume, and then nothing.
Yeah. Well, you got like from the S symbol up is what you got.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not mad about Smallville winning. I'm not mad about it. Like it's a phenomenal show. 10 seasons deep. And I can't think of any seasons I didn't like. Yeah, there were some episodes that I didn't really like, here and there sprinkled out. But when you're doing 10 seasons of a show and every season's got at least 22 episodes, not every episode's going to be a winner. You know what I'm saying? So it was a consistently good show, season over season. Even that one crazy season where there was like all black magic and Lana came back as an evil witch or whatever the fuck she was, was still good. It was still fun,
Well, not to mention, Smallville had an actress go to jail for being part of a sex cult.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, if anyone's gonna get me into a sex cult, it's gonna be Chloe. So.
I was always, I remember always watching that show and going, why doesn't Clark just fuck Chloe? She's way better than Lana.
Well, she's definitely into it.
Yeah, no shit. I remember watching that show and just thinking, yeah, I mean, I get on the traditional pretty scale, like Lana is prettier than her, but like Chloe was still hot and would have done anything for Clark. And I do mean anything.
Of course, when they brought in Erica Durance, she was like the hottest woman on the show. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So. Yep. No, I'm not mad at it. Smallville's it's a good choice. I like that. like that. Okay, so now I need to pull up. Let me see here. Where did I save it? So the top 10 animated shows from last week that we got were 2003 TMNT, Invincible, Creature Commandos, Superman the Original Series, The Batman, Young Justice, Batman Beyond, Batman the Original Series, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and X-Men the Original Series. So now we got to pick the top 10 from this list to go into that list. So, of course, Smallville's going to make it. Lucifer is going to make it. Gotham is going to make it. Loki is going to make it. Okay, because those were our top 4. So now, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're also going to throw in, what is it? Legion, Arrow, Batman 66.
Just to mess everything up, we'll vote opposite what I did tonight when we do the other bracket.
And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, and that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we get to pick 2 wild cards from this to throw into the list because we got the top 8 plus 2 more. So it's going to be 10v10 next week or whenever we do this. So
Do we got Gotham in there?
Yeah, Gotham's in there. So the top 8 are Smallville, Lucifer, Gotham, Loki, Legion, Arrow, Batman 66, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm definitely, obviously, voting for Penguin to be one of the wild cards, but I'll let everybody
Lois
know.
and Clark.
Lois and Clark?
Nope. Superman and Lois.
Oh, come on, we gotta agree on 2.
No. We got knocked out in the first round. I can't let
Okay, so all right. Well, let's do it like this. So one of y'all said Superman and Lois, the other said Lois and Clark, and I said Penguin. Jared, as the only one who didn't pick anything yet, are any of those 3 agreeable to you?
Peacemaker.
Let's see. Do I agree with somebody or just throw in another one to screw it up even worse? Which shall I do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. And were there either of the other 2, either Penguin or Superman and Lois, that you agreed with?
I like Daredevil.
Yeah, you want Daredevil?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go Daredevil. Is everybody okay with Daredevil?
I would do with Daredevil.
Okay, so there's our top 10 that will go up against the 10 animated. So Smallville, Lucifer, Gotham, Loki, Legion, Arrow, Batman 66, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Lois and Clark, and Daredevil. All right.
Tomcat, okay. Everyone else is just crazy.
Yeah. And again, those are going to go up against 2003 TMNT, Invincible, Creature Commandos, Superman the Original Series, The Batman, Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, Young Justice, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and X-Men the Animated Series. That will be our combined best superhero show, period, tournament. All right. I'm happy with that list. That list works.
When the world's about to break.
Mm-hmm. And you know, they surprisingly, considering that show only got 2 seasons, they excellently covered many storylines from the comic.
Oh, yeah.
Which in I think it was like 52 episodes total. Like they managed to cover a lot of great crossover storylines and other, one-off, one-issue storylines and stuff in that show.
It starts out phenomenal with Graviton.
Yeah. Just everything they did on that show was fantastic. So,
Man, it makes me wish Disney never bought Marvel, because that show could have went on for a lot longer and had good writing.
Oh, I've thought that so
Oh
many
shit!
times.
You scared me.
Disney just ruined everything.
Disney is the place properties go to die.
They tend to do that, yes.
Yes, the Enchantress was in Earthbound Heroes.
I'm looking at you, Star Wars.
Well, we managed to actually make it through that and have some good Star Trek and Doctor Who discussions.
Yes.
And we still haven't hit 2 hours yet. I honestly, with 42 shows to choose from, I thought we were going to be here for a long fucking time. Like, for real. Like a long fucking time.
We really add a lot more like superhero cartoons.
We probably could.
But that's for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you've continued your complete disregard for the Tick.
What do you want me to do, dude? I can't possibly pick everything. I had like 70 TV shows total. Like, I can only do so much, man. I can only do so much.
You snubbed the Tick.
I snubbed the Tick.
Well,
I actually, like, first of all, I do like both live action Tick shows a lot, and I love the animated Tick. So I don't have a problem with the Tick. It's just I can only pick so much. I can only put so much on a list. So yeah, I like both I like both live action shows. I think the first one, the Fox one, I think had the better costume design. And I've heard a lot of people say that, and I'm blanking on his name, Joe from Family Guy.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton. I've heard a lot of people say he is the better actor for the Tick.
Oh, he was phenomenal for the Tick.
He was phenomenal for the Tick, but I'll also say, dude, Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh, he did great
Tick for fucking Amazon was phenomenal as well. Because that dude's. I mean, they're both great, dude. They're both great. Peter Serafinowicz is like a absolutely hilarious British comedian, and the fact that he's like 6'6", like he was a great casting for.
I think when they made the correction in the suit for season 2,
yeah,
it made a big difference. He looked more like the Tick.
He looked a lot more like Tick the first season, and I get, I mean, they were honestly they were going for the, everybody's got plated armor looking fucking thing because it was right in the middle of the MCU stuff, and I get why they did it for the first season, but it looked so much better in season 2.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's a good show. I mean, I think it's a shame that the original Tick series got canceled after 8, 9 episodes.
Fox.
Yeah, it's Fox. And I had higher hopes for Amazon because we actually got 2 seasons. But then that one got canceled.
World where Tick got the budget and resources that Invincible did.
Oh, can you imagine? Dude, that's another contender for like, now that I think it's been slowly growing over the last 2 decades, but I do think, and especially with a show like Invincible, and especially with stuff like bringing back X-Men 97, I think people, well, not people, but production companies and Hollywood in general are starting to realize that there's some stuff that's just makes more sense and works better and probably is even a little bit cheaper to do as an animated show as opposed to trying to put together something for live action.
I agree.
And
For a long time, I've been saying animation works better than live action. There's so much stuff.
I mean, especially when you're getting into superhero and sci-fi types of things and stuff like that. And by the way, this is something that people in Japan have known for decades.
This is something. One of the things they really need to do. The producers of the Invincible cartoon series, quit focusing on big name actors and focus on the damn animation.
True, I agree 100%. Not that I can say I have.
You know how many compositors they have per episode? 4.
You know,
They're severely understaffed. That's why we get moving PNGs.
Now that being said, I can't say I'm mad at any of their voiceover talent choices. You know what I mean? Like, I think they've done a good job casting. Like, I think the people they have picked. It's a shame they're having to spend as much money as they are on just voice talent, because I think the money would be better served going towards animation and stuff. However, I can't say that I dislike any of the voice cast they have chosen. I think that was all pretty good choices.
Oh, the dude that does Thrag is pretty bad.
I don't know. I like Thrag.
I don't have a problem with him. I know that actor. He's the guy that played. God damn it! He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Why am I blanking on his name?
I think a lot of the voice actors they're not voice actors are kind of flat in Invincible.
Why am I blanking on Ronan? Thank you, Ronan the Accuser. The guy who does Thrag is the guy who played Ronan the Accuser in Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
enjoyed the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but I hated his version of Ronan. That's not
Well,
Ronan.
because his version of Ronan wasn't Ronan. That's
No,
why. And it wasn't his fault. It was James Gunn's fault.
that's what I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking about. It's like, well, I don't
Yeah.
like Gunn's version of Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
I never blame the actor. Like when that stuff is just, it's James Gunn does not give a shit about any of the history or how to make a character behave like
No.
they do in the comics.
No, he doesn't.
Yep, and his version of Rocket's not Rocket. None of his characters are where they are in the comics.
No. But I still like the movies.
Oh, yeah.
The one that upset me the most, because it's the character that back in the 80s, since the 80s, I've always really liked, was Star-Lord. I was a huge Star-Lord fan. I had and actually still have some of the original Chris Claremont Star-Lord comics.
How he handled Adam Warlock too.
Yeah. Like I love the original Star-Lord, you know. And you know, that was the reason I even fucking gave a shit about Star-Lord was because of Chris Claremont, who I was and still am such a huge Chris Claremont fan. Chris Claremont has done some of the greatest comic book stories of all time. He has helped Chris Claremont, like, yeah, you can talk about what's his name, Lynn, whatever the fuck, or you know, and you can talk about John Byrne, but we wouldn't have Wolverine today if it wasn't for Chris Claremont. Nobody would give a shit. Wolverine was a character he plucked out of obscurity and turned into a character. And a lot of people give a lot of credit to John Byrne, and I'll give him some credit too, because he did the miniseries that kind of helped define a lot of Wolverine's like
I will
background with
still say
Japan and all that kind of stuff. But Chris Claremont solidified so many characters that are beloved today, you know, whether it's Storm or Wolverine or Colossus, or I mean, like, most of the reason that the X-Men are as popular as they are today is because of Chris Claremont.
I will still say, like, one of the biggest missteps Marvel made with Wolverine was the origin. The James Howlett.
Here's what I thought. So, because I was actively reading comics when Marvel Comics delved into the Weapon X storyline.
Yeah.
And I thought that was absolutely perfect.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that's where it should have ended. That's as far back as we should have delved into Wolverine's origin.
Mhm.
Is starting right when he lost his memories and gained his adamantium. And I thought, you don't need to go further back than that. Like, we got hints that we know he fought in World War II and shit like that, you know. And I thought dropping little things like that throughout the comics, but never really delving into his origin would have been the right way to go with him.
And having Logan be nothing but part of his real name.
Yeah. It was just, I think they did too much.
It's things where, like, when you have a character that's really got a mysterious past, no matter what kind of origin you give them, it's not going to
It's not going to be satisfying.
No.
Like, once you reveal it, you're just like, oh, that's it? And remember when they tried to redefine Wolverine and Sabretooth and several other quote-unquote mutants as, oh, they're not really mutants. They're, what were they, lupine or something like that?
They introduced that character with, like 4 or 5 claws or something like that.
Yeah, they were basically saying, oh, there's a subgroup of what we thought were mutants, but turns out they're not really mutants. They're something more akin to, like, fucking werewolves or some shit.
Romulus, thank you, Afro.
Yeah, is that what it was? I forget what they called it. Wasn't it lupine? It had something to do with dog. It was like lupine.
Characters like they introduced, like you set that stuff up.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing with this shit? Seriously. Like, I don't know. This is some stupid shit they threw together. But, whatever.
When you got characters running for 50, 60 years, it's trying to keep everything going and fresh. It's hard.
Yeah. I get it. And you bring new writers in, and they're like, hey, let me do something new and different and see what happens. And I guess, you know, as a company, you're like, sure, why not? Go do it, you know?
With,
See what the fuck happens. You know, maybe people like it, maybe they won't.
it's like, they're kind of like, it's very much more difficult to do Western comics because they keep running. You can't kill all your bad guys off. You can't keep, like with the manga and stuff like that, they do story arcs, and once the story's done, it's done. The villains are killed off or whatever, or they're redeemed or whatever, and it's over. But with American comics, we keep going.
Yeah.
Year after year after year.
And I think part of that is, well, I mean, it's hard to say because with the comic industry being what it is and being where it started, which, I mean, comics started here in the United States. And, you know, they started by like, hey, let's just shotgun a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different stories all together at the same time and see what fucking sticks. And that's how DC started. That's how Marvel started. You know, I mean, you know, even before they were Marvel and DC. So yeah, I mean, like it's difficult because then you hit that point in like between the 1940s and the 1960s where by the end of the 1960s you realized you've created several hundred very popular characters and you don't just want to dump them, you want to keep them going.
Yeah.
And then occasionally you bring new characters in and things like that. And, but then so you kind of just keep it going because that's what's popular and that's what people love, you know.
There's no the thing is too with all those old characters that's like maybe like they were when Disney bought Marvel, when they use those old characters, they got to pay royalties to the original creators.
Yeah.
That's why they try that whole shit to like all new Marvel, replacing all the legacy characters with characters that Disney came up with.
Mm-hmm.
And they all failed for the most part.
Well, that's the other thing, because remember in the 90s, Marvel did the same thing, and it had nothing to do with, you know, Disney or anything like that. But remember, there was a period in the 90s where for probably at least 4 or 5 years, like literally every month you would walk into the comic book shop. I know I certainly did, and see brand new characters and brand new teams from both Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
And like
But at least most of the time that they're unique characters. They weren't trying to replace them.
Yeah, no, they were unique characters. The problem, of course, was like out of the hundreds of characters that got introduced and got their own comic book or the teams or whatever over the course of like 5 years for Marvel and DC, like maybe 1% of them continued and became characters that were at least somewhat popular and stuck around.
Most of them just faded to obscurity.
Yeah. Like I want my Super Pro back.
Or like from ForceWorks Sentry with a C, the alien.
Yeah, Sentry. Another one that I actually really liked was Sleepwalker. I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
You don't hear nothing about Sleepwalker.
No. Darkhawk. I know Darkhawk hung around for a while, but I liked him.
You know, with the we got figures of them like Death's Head, but they don't ever do anything with Death's Head anymore.
Yep.
Well, I know right now with Marvel and DC Comics, they got a big crossover event going on.
Yeah. I've been tempted to pick up that last one with the Spider-Man Superman one with they had the Hulk versus Superman in it.
It was pretty good. I got that one.
It was, as soon as I saw it, it's like, oh, that's Gary Frank's art. It's
They do a surprising thing with Jimmy Olsen in that book.
they make them black.
No. Well, not in the way that you're thinking. No.
Oh, they just gave him a black dick.
He blacks out permanently.
He's dead.
He gets eaten by Carnage.
Oh, how fun for him. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like there's I don't know, maybe we shouldn't bitch so much. I don't know. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. You know. I think we have hit a point though where it's like these companies are just, well, I mean, part of it's because they're trying to push certain agendas and certain things, and part of it's just because they're like, God damn, we got to come up with something new.
Well, DC,
And they're trying. You know, they're like, fuck.
well, what's hilarious? DC hired all the bad writers that screwed up Marvel.
Of course they fucking did.
And DC's on this kick right now, making all their established straight characters gay. Tim Drake Robin is now very gay. Aged up aged up Jonathan Kent to put him in a gay relationship. A few years ago, they had Superman. They had a red and blue book. They were doing these books, and somehow he was imprisoned in a prison somewhere on a dictatorship on Earth for a year, and nobody noticed. Only Batman. And while he was there, he was being sodomized.
Oh. Okay.
They made a point to put that in the book. It's like, how in the world does the most powerful being on the planet disappear for a year? Not to mention, how in the hell do humans capture him?
And butt fucking.
Yes. With rebar, I believe what it was.
Oh, well, you know.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Oh.
They want to destroy Superman's legacy. It's like,
Well, they don't like the whole, you know, truth, justice, and the American way shit, I guess.
well, they got rid of that for a while back. The American way.
You gotta ruin Superman's legacy because we don't like what it stands for or whatever. I don't know, man. And it sucks because, like, okay, so then make your own shit, but they can't make their own shit
Just nobody.
because when they try, nobody cares about it.
Well, it's
Because
like
it's not good.
like when Marvel made a very established like hetero character gay with Iceman. He was a ladies' man. He was a player. Then it's like made him very flamboyantly gay. Same with Tim Drake. He's very flamboyantly gay now.
that was a big issue I had with Titans because they leaned into that on that show. And it was, hey, the guy they got to play Tim Drake was kind of not great anyway, but then he started making googly eyes with other dudes, and they didn't realize he's like one of those ladies' man people in DC. He
Well,
nonstop.
not anymore.
Nope.
I don't know. Why can't they just make a new gay character? They did it with fucking North Star, and everybody likes North Star. Nobody's got a problem with North Star. They did a whole fucking comic about him getting married.
Nobody has a problem with the gay characters they make with the original characters. It's the changing established characters to push your message.
Mm-hmm.
The characters, the Iceman book quit even being about being a superhero. It's like his going on dates and with men and stuff and coming out to his parents. Well, the first one they did, they made the young Bobby. Jean Grey used her powers and turned him gay. When they brought the young X-Men back into the present time.
I didn't know Jean Grey was a public school teacher.
The first they did that, then they were making the comparison. Why is young Bobby gay and not the old Bobby? Then they turned the old Bobby gay.
Well, there we are. Here we are, and we have shitty comics because nobody can come up with anything new. You know, whatever.
Well, I got a good comic coming out.
You've got a good comic coming out, and it's all gay characters.
Yeah. But they're all lesbians.
Like we're lame and gay.
They're Cinemax lesbians.
Yeah. Oh, remember back in the day when you'd sneak on over to Cinemax on a fucking Friday night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do. Try not to let anybody in the house hear it. Turn the volume all the way down. Didn't want to get in trouble for watching Skinemax.
I remember like the blurry, like the scrambled channels.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I see a titty. Yep.
Well, guys, I hate to run, but I got to run some errands.
All right. Well, it's about time to end this one anyway. I got another show coming up here in about 45 minutes.
And I'm hoping between now and that next show, I don't have to hide from a tornado.
Well, I hope not either. Y'all having fucking rough weather up there? Or down there?
It just started, like, it's so bad it scared my cat. He's, like, hiding under 8 blankets right now.
Oh, yeah. Alfredo was like, now Mystique is officially Nightcrawler's biological father.
Oh, okay.
So when she shifts into a man, it's genetically perfect.
It's awesome.
I call bullshit on that.
Because his father has always been like that demon,
Yeah, Azazel.
Azazel. Because that's where his powers come from.
Azazel or Azrael? I forget his name.
Azazel.
Azazel. There you go.
That's where his powers come from.
Yeah.
It's the same.
All of this, they're gay, they're not gay, they're guys when they were shifted. All this reminds me of Mallrats when Stan Lee says, "You really need to have your friend checked out." He seems very, very obsessed with superhero genitals.
Yes.
That's comics in 2026.
Yep. All right, guys.
All right. Later, man.
See ya.
Y'all have a good one.
Yep. And we're about to get out of here, too. Go ahead and shut this one down. As I said, I'm doing another chat here in about 45 minutes, give or take, on the other channel. Well, I say the other channel. I think I'm streaming on that channel, too, right now. So we will see those of you who wish to come back for that in about 45 minutes or so. Thank you guys for sticking around and letting us talk about superhero bullshit. So, deuces, yo, shout out, P and Fridge, all that good shit, depending on which channel you're on. I don't know. Whatever. Fucking doesn't matter. So, all right. Later, guys. Take it easy.
Ninja vanish.